Hey guys, welcome to the Clubhouse. I'm Billy Jackson, and today's video is going to be continuing my top 10 Star Wars list with number 6, Solo, a Star Wars story. Now, I've already done a review for this, and you can check it out in my movie reviews playlist if you'd like. So I'm just going to touch on some of the good things that I liked about it and some of the things I didn't like about it. First of all, we did not need this Solo movie. I mean, honestly, we did not need this movie. They fast-tracked it. You know, there were a lot of problems. You know, they had Lorne Miller on this movie first to direct it, and some people were saying that it was going down kind of like a Pet Detective type route, too silly. So they fired them and hired on Ron Howard to direct this movie, which I thought he did an excellent job for what he had to work with. And a lot of people say this movie was a bomb because it didn't make much at the theater, at the box office. Well, they would have made a lot more money if it wouldn't have cost them, if they wouldn't have had to film it twice. You know, this movie cost them over $300 million to make, and that's ridiculous. Not even Avengers Infinity War cost that much, you know, and you know, they did that because they had to do it. They did this movie twice. You know, it could have just cost them $150 million and they would have made their money back, which I think they've kind of broken even, but that's not what they wanted. But in all fairness, we didn't want a Solo story. They thought that we wanted this, and they put it out there. They even give us a new actor for the first time, a new actor playing one of the old characters, you know, and I thought he did an awesome job. You know, Aaron Eckhart, I think his name is. I thought he did a great young Han Solo. You know, he didn't try to be like Harrison Ford. He tried to be like Han Solo, and that's what I respect out of his performance. You know, that he tried to give it his own spin on Han Solo, which I thought he did an awesome job. I love, you know, the meeting of him and Chewbacca. That's something I did want to see. You know, the meeting of those two, because those are the two best friends in the Star Wars lore. You know, is Han Solo and Chewbacca, and when they meet, I loved it. Even though I thought it was kind of silly, you know, Han, you know, speaking in Wookiee, you know, the whole, you know, and it was making sense to Chewbacca. I thought it was ridiculous, but I thought it was hilarious at the same time. It wasn't that shoehorned in type humor like the Last Jedi had. You know, this was natural. It felt, you know, like he would be able to do that, you know, because he does understand Wookiee. But him to be able to speak Wookiee, that was a little over the top, but it was hilarious. So I love that scene. It's my favorite scene in the entire movie. That being said, this movie was done well. It felt to me, it didn't feel like a prequel, even though, you know, it's before the original trilogy. But to me, it didn't feel like a prequel. It didn't look like a prequel. The CGI was spot on. This is the one time I love when they do CGI right. And there wasn't anything in this movie that I thought that the CGI was terrible. I thought they did an awesome job in the entire movie. That being said, it is kind of slow paced. And that's one thing I didn't like about it. You know, that it did feel like a Star Wars movie. It felt like an original trilogy movie. Not that far. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It felt like the same tone, like the same film was used, you know. Like you could reach out and touch these worlds and these actors and these characters because they used practical effects and along with CGI. But they used practical effects when it called for practical effects. And I love it when a movie does that, so that's why it's way higher on the list than any of the prequels. Even though I do like lightsaber battles and stuff like that, so I did like the prequel stuff for that. But this just, it felt raw, it felt gritty, you know, it felt real to me. And that's why I give them props, you know, with these whole Star Wars stories, you know, that they're doing. I think they're doing a great job with them. You know, even though we didn't call for it, we didn't need this Solo movie. I was happy we got it. It was an enjoyable film. It was the first Star Wars film that me and my girlfriend got to see on the big screen. So it was awesome because her whole family are Star Wars fans. I mean, they go like 20 or 30 deep into Star Wars movies, you know, and it's her favorite franchise of all time, that and Lord of the Rings, and it's my favorite franchise of all time. So together, we can watch Star Wars movies, and we are in heaven. We are in our element. So for us to go see this for the first time was real enjoyable for me, for us together as a couple, seeing something new in Star Wars that we both loved, and walked out of the theater happy. You know, so I was happy about that. You know, some of the stuff was a little wonky. You know, the story could have been a little bit better. I don't know if y'all can hear my cat crying. She's crying for tack. So I apologize for that. She's now under my feet, running through my feet. Yes, I'm here for you, sweetheart. That's Kyra. This is my cat, Kyra. I can't pick her up because she'll claw my eyes out. But she doesn't like to be held. That's why I can't do that. This is my cat, Kyra, because she will not stay in my hands. Tack would just like lay there in my hands and let me hold him. But anyway, that being said, I love Solo, Star Wars Story. You know, it's not my favorite and it's not my least favorite. It's right there at number 6. It's right there close to the middle. And that's because it is an enjoyable movie. I can't wait to see it more. You know, once it comes out on Blu-ray, I'll definitely be getting that and be rewatching it, and it might change, you know, in its level for me. But right now, as of doing these videos today, it's number 6 because I did enjoy it, and I think you would enjoy it if you like Star Wars movies, especially if you like the original trilogy. It really felt like an original trilogy movie, along with Rogue One. Rogue One did too, and I think they're doing a great job with these Star Wars films, even though The Last Jedi could have been a little bit better. But hopefully Rian Johnson's going to take Episode 9 in new heights. You know, I'm sorry, not Rian Johnson's, but J.J. Abrams. You know, he directed The Force Awakens. Rian Johnson stepped in and did The Last Jedi, and now he's handing it back to J.J. Abrams, who's going to finish out the trilogy with Episode 9. And we'll get that next December. Not this coming December, but next December. So we still have a year and a half to wait. And they start filming, I think, next month. All excited about that. And Leia's going to be back in it. You know, they're taking some old footage of Leia from Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, and they're going to interweave it into Episode 9, which I think is the right thing to do to honor her memory. You know, God bless Carrie Fisher. I mean, without her, we would have no Leia. We wouldn't have a strong woman in Star Wars without her performance. And she is, and forever will be, Princess Leia. But anyway, we'll wait to see when that movie comes out, and then there'll be 11 movies on the list. But so far, that's where it lands. Number 6, Solo, A Star Wars Story. But what'd you guys think of it? Have you even seen it yet? Did you get a chance to go out in the theaters and see it and enjoy it with your loved one? If not, let me know in the comments below. You know, do you plan on getting it on Blu-ray? When you do and you watch this movie, let me know in the comments below on this movie review, because I want to know your guys' opinions on this. It's a new one. It's the newest Star Wars, so I want to know what fans are talking about and what fans think of it. And that being said, remember to like my videos and subscribe to my channel. And as always, make yourself happy every day. And the only way to do that is to remember, the only thing stopping you is you stopping.